Okay, so I'm back up and running half to the point. Just gonna get Steam up and running. Don't know exactly what happened. It happens about once a month. I have this situation, but I know what it is. I know it's because I don't close my computer down enough, and eventually, in between surfing the internet, downloading stuff, streaming, and everything like that, my computer says, "You know what, Jim? We're gonna have a day off," and I never prepare for it, so it's my own fault. I don't doubt it at all. Let's get the music up and going. So it should be first. Just so you know, I can't see the chat at the moment. Did I load that up, or is it going to load up twice? Oh, I saw someone opening. Now we'll just go open the VLC. Right, chat. Okay, close that. Library. Okay, that's running. It's starting to run. Okay, everything's coming back up now. Although it is a bit of a slow load. Don't want a gift from you. Get that loaded in. Hello, Philabo. I can actually see your message. Brian's message. Finally, everything's coming up. I think it was Yamix. It could have been the political stuff. I wouldn't put it past them here. I'm not that tinfoil headed type person, but the Yamix popping into the stream, let's be honest, all I asked was him to type buttons. That's all I asked. That's all I said, and it never happened. So make of that what you will. Make of it what you will. Can I just confirm that Discord's working correctly?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. And Elite is up and running as well. Or at least the loader is. You'd be really surprised. I've actually I've got a really good computer and I've got a really good net connection, but as I mentioned when I just first loaded it up, if you understood what I did with this computer, there's no it shouldn't even last 3 days before it needs a restart, to be honest. I should shut it down every night, but I use it as a media center, so when I go to bed I watch a program through the media center. So no, it's just it's overuse of the computer, I'm sure. Like, I do everything on this computer. I stream, I use it as a media center, I download on it. It's got everything running through it, and I think just after 1 month of constant usage, it just says, hey, I need a break. And as soon as you restart it, everything resets itself. The problem is it's kind of my lifeline every day, so I never really take time to reset it. But I'm going to put it on my whiteboard that I'm going to get in a few weeks. It's going on the whiteboard. Every 2nd days it has to have a restart. Right, okay, so we're going to drop in on the distribution center again. We're going to check what we have once we drop in on the distribution center. Is everybody here? Can everybody say 9-7? Or have I lost my base? Oh, hang on. I have to. I didn't realise I'd have to invite Brian again. It's really strange. No, hang on. Have I gone in solo?
The ships seem to have split up, so I'm going to jump out and jump back into the place.
It might be me, you know. I went into my private group, but you weren't showing us in the group. So let's try it again. So start. Maybe I went into the wrong private group. I've had a couple, so. Oh, 24/7 365, to be honest. It's I know, and I'm aware of it. Oh, hang on, Brian's disappeared now. Or maybe it just takes a couple of seconds to load in. Okay, distribution center. Not distribution center. Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
My computer took a shit, basically, William. I hadn't let it go to the toilet for a few days, and it decided that it was going to go regardless of whether I wanted it or not. William, you might be right. I might be best off getting a cheap server, but this is me, and I don't do anything in the way that you probably should do something. And yeah, my own thing. It's how I am. Right. Okay. But yeah, I probably should look at into a few other things. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait for everything to appear, but it looks for the time being that everything's running fine. It's transmitting at the correct level, so right, I've just seen Brian drop in. Everything seems alright now.
Is it just me, or is there no distribution ships here?
Oh, hang on, I didn't even... Oh, yeah, I'm not even there. I don't know why I dropped in, but it didn't drop me in. So, hang on. Yeah. So apparently I'm a little bit out.
Ready to engage.
I don't know what that hole is doing here. I did go in on the wing distributor. I might not have, but oh no, I did. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's ships here now. Let me load it back up. Oh my god, everybody abandoned me. What a pack of... No, I know that somebody probably had it on like a legacy stream or whatever. Not a legacy stream, what's the word? Yeah, this is why I've said, like, I got my PC future-proofed basically when I first got it, and I know that because of that, I can be really lazy sometimes, but I know that I have to turn it off. I know that I have to restart it every now and again and give it, especially for all of the things I use it for. In the summer, I'm very diligent about it because it gets ridiculously hot here in Spain. So I'm really diligent about it, and I restart every morning. But in the winter, No, we're still actually here at the moment, Dave, but I'm just going to check what I've got. I'm just going to check what I've got, see if I've got any more of what I wanted. Okay, so, not synthesis, it's data, isn't it? So we're looking for abnormal. Well, I'm not going to have that. No, it doesn't show up in the data. Decoded. I still haven't got any decoded emission data. I've got data mined wake exceptions now. So I think we might, if I'm totally honest, I don't want to sit here all night, so I would rather go and do something else. So I might have a look for a mega ship in an anarchy system. It's probably the best thing to do. Right, so somebody was saying earlier to go to an anarchy system with a mega ship, and you can actually scan them.
Yeah, sure.
Oh crap, I'm scanning the wrong thing. I'm just going to scan the last few things and then I'll have a look at doing that.
Do you have the name of the system?
I've somebody gave me a name. Yep. I'm just gonna look for it because when I shut down I had to save everything and log out, so I'm just gonna look for it now. No, it's not gonna work that way. And just while we're waiting, so if you're enjoying the video, please press like because it drives more people towards the video. If you how can I put it? If you really like what you're watching, please leave a subscribe. You can watch the screen dance, and it makes me know that you want me to put out more content like this. If you don't like the content, drop a dislike, and then I can weigh it up against the likes and see whether it's actually what I should be producing or not. Other than that, you can always leave a donation through Streamlabs or through Patreon if you want to become a long-term, how can I put it, sponsor, shall we say. You can leave something in Patreon. I do try. I haven't done it for a while because people kind of turned them down, but I do want to kind of give rewards for people who do various things within the stream. So when people join the stream, I want to give rewards for people who come along on certain trips, so I run competitions and things like that. Things that a lot of the people who end up coming on trips, they're not really the money part of it, and getting extra little bits isn't of importance to them, which I understand. Like, if I want to bells and whistles for the ship, I'll buy the bells and whistles for the ship. So I don't know, I have to think of different ways to run a competition, because I know that there's people out there who will watch the stream who maybe a paint job for them is not a stretch. And so I would like to be able to gift those people paint jobs and stuff. So especially, for example, ineffectual airways, ineffectual shipping. If people want to join that when I set it up in the Discord, you know, if kind of getting the paint job is not an easy thing for you, then we'll be able to work out a way of gifting it. So any donations to the stream are always really good in that sense. How much money have you got at the moment, William? Right, I'm just off to a spot that somebody recommended earlier, and I'll check it out and I'll let you know. You just keep on getting those scans.
Frameshift drive charging.
Actually, who was it who sent me to Baloo?
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to a place called Baloo. I'll put it in the chat. Was it Joe that sent me here? Because if you've been a part of the stream for a long time, you'll know that the stream I want to be community. It's not so much about I know like Down to Earth has a community and things like that, but I really want it to kind of be a group of friends, and if people need a little bit of help, everybody kind of backs everybody else up, which is kind of why the other night I started the stream where we had one commander who he's quite new to the game, so we did a couple of missions to get his finances up a little bit. I think that's a really good thing. Okay, was it you that said Baloo? Okay, why am I going to Baloo? I think it was for the mission rewards, I think. Okay, William, you need to keep in touch this week, because when I do the wing delivery mission night, you'll be able to log in and we might be able to get that credit balance up a little bit. Do you know, are you doing the road to riches or anything? Because you know, I made 10 million today just from scanning in about 3/4 of an hour, I think. Unless that bores the heck out of you, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does some people.
Frameshift drive charging.
Any new subscriptions? Thanks for the subscriptions. I can't see any of a lot of them because they're private, so that's understandable. Don't have a problem with privacy. Sometimes it means that my statistics get a bit messed up, but privacy is privacy. I don't have a problem with it at all. Okay, that was it. Yeah, I remember now.
Frameshift drive charging.
We shall give it a whirl. Alright, so Joe, you give us LP. Who gave me Baloo? I'll find out when I get there. I'm sure it was for mission stuff. I don't mind because I'm going to get the honking data anyway, so...
I've just realised something. The clock's changed tonight.
Yes. Are you working tomorrow?
No, thankfully.
I was just saying to my housemate earlier, I was like, oh, thank God it's going to get warmer from tomorrow, because Spain's really warm in the summer, so... Yeah, the missions are really kind of, they're finicky, but once you get them down, if you've got 4 people doing it in the wing, you can earn a good amount of money. It's not a fantastic amount of money, but it's good money. Okay, comms installation. Okay, where is it? It's the opposite direction, of course it is. There's a comms installation to be scanned. Okay, so there's a comms installation here, and apparently if you log out and in, you'll get data from it. I hope it's not too much. Bye bye. So, if you were in the stream before I had to restart, and you've just come back in, just give us a hello or a yep or whatever in the stream, just so I know who we've got in, who we haven't, because I don't want to be talking to people who aren't there. Type 7 would be fine. Type 9 would be even better, but I'd take a Type 7. The guy who came with us the other night had a diamond back, but because we're all, you know, we've all got 700 tons, it doesn't matter. But everybody gets the same amount of money, so it's kind of, it pays itself. It's a good way for people to earn money, and for other people at the higher levels, kind of give back monetarily, if you will. I always thought that. There you go, there's a bio-waste one there. Look at this planet I'm orbiting, look at that. I love it. Now those lights that are on the ground, they change depending on the power of the system. I found this out a couple of weeks ago. I think that's really interesting. I can't see it now. I think this might be Federation when it's in lines. But I thought it was really amazing. If you go to an Empire system, all the lights on the planet are different from a Federation system and from an Alliance system. Hashtag weird FDev fact. Okay. Oh, I like comm systems as well. I don't mind these types of places. They're all pretty good looking. I'll scan the satellite first. Yeah, the community goals can be really good. I did one a while ago where I'm not even kidding. I spent 20 minutes doing the community goal. I ended up in the top 10. And I think I earned somewhere around the region of I think 12 million, and for like a small amount of work it was good. How close do I have to get to these comms? Oh, there's a problem somewhere. Oh no, there we go. Data scanner. Hang on, no, that's not working properly. Module. No, not module, fire groups. Okay, so that one we don't need, that one we don't need. We need that one. So why isn't that scanning? Oh, fuck off you. Can anybody tell me why that might not be scanning? Do I just have to get closer? I'll go closer. It might just be that. No. This could be the case of what happened before. I had a problem before where there was, I think it was a prison system, because it's right there. Let's put the other things in. He likes to play the game but won't play with you. My heart just dropped. Really? Oh. I don't understand why. Ah, I do. No, I've selected it. Come try this comms installation. I can't scan it for some reason.
Just about to jump in.
Okay, cool.
Is your beacon on?
No, I'll put it on now. That's not beacon, that's silent running, you doll. Move that wing into place. I don't understand why I can't scan. You have to scan the comms installation, but I'm about 800 meters from it and it won't scan it. Unless I scanned it by accident, but I don't think I did. Okay, no.
Oh, I just scanned a satellite.
Yeah, I scanned that first, it worked perfectly, and then when I try the comms installation, just nothing happens. So look, everybody can see, just before we go into it, that it's targeted in the contacts. It's in the navigation, it's actually targeted as well. Hashtag scan, but the data link scanner for whatever reason isn't working.
Shields online.
Which is very, very strange. Just going to see if the Scotsman can scan it. Some arrows there. He's changing position, so that tells me that he's having problems scanning it. Do you know this might have been taken offline by FDev? I'm just wondering.
System authorities will be.
I don't know, but if you can't scan it, I think it might be like the one at Dav's Hope, where they've disconnected it for the time being. Oh, you just scan the satellites, apparently. Okay, satellites are easy. Oi, where has it gone? Where is that bloody satellite? Here. But you can scan a comms beacon, can't you? I'm not being short, am I? But somebody said earlier to scan the comms panel. But okay. Right, I have to target it, don't I? Okay. Is that the one I scanned though? Can it still be scanned over and over again? I'm sure they did something to change it. Okay, so, well, you can't scan the comms installation. Just whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. So I think you have to log out into solo, open and whatnot.
So is there only one satellite?
Well, that's all I can see. Oh wow,
it's not really worth the time, is it?
No, that's what I was thinking. Well, the one at Dav's Hope's alright. Oh, there is? Okay, I just didn't get in range of the second one then. I think I prefer the one at Dav's Hope, actually. Sounds really good, doesn't it?
There's at least two.
Okay, Joe, I'll give it a go. I know the frustration. I know the frustration levels go through the roof, but you have to understand that as I'm doing these streams, I do get progressively a little bit tipsy, so you sometimes just have to have a bit of patience. I do read the stream, but it does take me a while sometimes. But I will, and see, I've got 2 satellites now. I just didn't the first time, so that'll do.
Incoming message.
Yeah, let's get more people in chat. No, I'm only kidding. Thing is, people, sometimes I'll act. Hey, fuck off. Fuck off. Sometimes I'll act offended in chat, but I'm really not offended. I'm a very, 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 very laid back person. And I don't want anybody to ever think that
There's
I'm really...
materials inside the thing. I'm inside one of the structures.
I've flown through them before. I've never found materials. What's inside? So I don't want you to ever think that I'm upset or miffed, because it's not how I am. But Pizza Man's absolutely correct. Give it a like, please. Please like and subscribe. Especially subscribe. I want to make a living out of this one day. My
What's your
day.
contacts panel? It shows you.
Let's have a look. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I saw the materials, sorry, earlier, but I've not got any cargo space, unfortunately. I saw them when I first dropped in. There's actually some really good ones in there.
Materials don't go in cargo.
They don't?
No. Commodities go in cargo. Materials are the stuff that you store.
Oh, okay. I'll go around and grab them then. Thanks for the heads up. Right, okay. So. I should have realised that from Dav's Hope. But when we were at the trying to just make sure that I'm not making total idiot of myself. When we were at the crashed Anaconda last night, I couldn't take anything on board. Is that because they weren't materials?
No, the Anaconda's materials as well.
Oh shit. What a waste of time that was. Huh. Oh, I enjoy the game, so it doesn't matter.
No, around the ship there's like canisters and stuff, but the cargo racks that you shoot, they drop the materials.
Okay, so yeah,
there's,
the
like,
cargo
canisters
racks
and gold and
drop
stuff.
materials, but there was other stuff that were commodities when it dropped. Okay, so when I dropped in here, that was my mistake. I looked at stuff and thought it was commodities. That was my problem. Alright, okay, that one there. Actually, this isn't too bad. You really can log in and out and scan everything. Can't believe the guy from Thornaby dropped out. No patience. Open. I think start. Open. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Daft's Hope is a pretty good spot. I'm going to be totally honest. I've gone there and I've just collected so much stuff, and I've always called it, I love it, because you get to drive at high speed, you get to hoover everything up, and you don't really think about it. Should Dav's Hope be nerfed? No. Oh, don't do it. But, it's right on the edge for me, Dav's Hope. It delivers what you want. Whether it does it too fast, maybe ever so slightly. But if you put 2 minutes on every minute that it would normally grab stuff, I think it's just going to become too unpalatable, shall we say. But I do love Dav's Hope for that. Satellite, okay.
Incoming message. Scan detected. Incoming message.
Right, so let's just have a quick look at the inventory, because I want to see what I want. I don't know why abnormal compact emissions don't show up. Or decoded emissions. Am I in the wrong section? I don't think I am, because it doesn't appear in there. It's certainly not in materials. I don't think. No. Okay. Oh. Which tab does emissions data show up under? I'm not seeing it anywhere in there. And it must be in there because... Actually, element... Unless it's just that I haven't selected all of them, but I suspect by selecting none of them... Yeah, or at least just F the system up. No, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know whether it's something I'm doing or whatnot. I don't particularly have a... I would suppose it shows up in data, but decoded. Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's my fault. I don't know why I didn't see it under data. So decoded emission data, nothing. Okay, that's good. But abnormal compact data doesn't show up. I don't understand why. Maybe it's the way I wrote it down, I don't know. Okay. No. Solo, let's turn private. Private. Oh, maybe I can just trade up for it. I just did Kathina, but the one I'm looking for is abnormal compact emissions. So you're right, and you're right in what you're saying, because I looked in that before, but I just got a bit and there isn't an abnormal one. So I've selected everything hoping that it would drop in, but I'm not seeing it, and I'm not seeing it in any other options. So I don't know, it's a strange one, definite strange one.
Incoming message.
Let's back that way. There we go. You're gonna have to do a little bit of a swing over. It's pretty good.
Incoming message.
Yeah, fillable. It's a data thing, but I was just hoping that it said that it would drop in. Somebody said it drops in on these data scans, so I was assuming it would drop in on the data scans. Okay, I've got another system. Somebody told me to drop in on, and I can't. Who told me to drop in on LP6341? Was that you, Joe? We'll give it a go. Because I know it's rare. Please, if I put an hour into it, please, please drop it. Okay. It was Joe that said it. I think he said it might pop up as a mission reward. Oh crap! I haven't posted Brian in, so invite to wing, text chat. Oh bollocks, the planet's in the way. Okay, so we're gonna go do the problem is we're gonna have to the thing is, I can't do anything that is aggressive. This is my big problem. So we can drop in on a megaship, that's no problem. We can scan a megaship, that's no problem. I have no problem with doing that at all. What I have a problem with is if my actions cause a reaction, then that's a problem for me. I know it's daft, I know people don't always agree with it, but that's part of my character. I can't break the code of what my character is, and it's like, you know, I understand FDev know that because they offer two options for your upgrades. They offer somebody who's passive and somebody who's aggressive, and they always give you those options regardless on each engineer. So I did somewhere have a list of ships, but I just don't know what the hell I've done with it. we can have a look at some ships. I'm gonna have a quick look at the next one. It isn't Cathena unless they attack you, and then it would be, and that's my problem, is because some ships will attack you if you try to scan them, so that's where my issue comes from. Brian must have popped away for a drink. He's like, oh fuck this shit. We got that one here. 641. Okay.
What are we looking for here?
I think we're looking for a mega ship.
No mega ship here.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna have a look. Sammy and a peg leg and a parrot. Yeah, I know. Okay, it's an anarchy system, but there's nothing here. Unless I'm reading it wrong. Is there a particular planet? I suppose maybe if I fly towards that planet. I know some of them actually appear on as you fly towards them. So I can always fly towards it. Okay, cool. So he's saying that there's a probably an unidentified signal source that dropped in, but you need a recon limpet, which I don't have on this ship. But I'm going to drop in anyway. It's a threat 0. Hey Zoomski. So your Yamix theory went out the window earlier because the bot dropped in. It was definitely a bot. Definitely wasn't Yamix. I'm a bit disappointed actually. I thought he'd prove everybody wrong. Because I was saying, oh, you know, we're all kind of tinfoil hats here. It is what it is. Oh, there's my wingmate. He's overtaking me. He's faster than me. His thrusters are better.
Incoming message.
Irregular, not abnormal. Damn it. Okay, so 1 second.
There's no mega ship here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to ask now in the stream because I can't see one myself.
Wouldn't a mega ship show up on the system map? Just like the rescue ships show up on the system map?
Well, I know the rescue ships do. I'll be honest with you, I haven't dropped in on enough mega ships, but that's what he said. Okay, Philibol, so you said there's a mega ship here. Do you know which planet it is? Zoomski, we were on about okay, so I'm gonna go to Luke because I'm desperate to go to Luke. But Zoomski, we were talking about the.
How long ago was it here though? Maybe it's moved on.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. They're saying they move around, so it's probably moved on.
Because don't the mega ships jump once every week?
Makes total sense. So I'm not pressing my button. I am talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody else. Yeah, they're saying that it's probably moved by now. So we're trying to get decoded emission data and compact emission data, or abnormal compact emissions. And I was talking about the Amex bot. The Amex bot is for sure. For sure. He dropped in the stream earlier. Didn't make any sense in regards to what we were doing. Well, I know the Canon website, thank you. I didn't actually know that they update it. I'm just looking on Canon for the mega ship. I can't remember actually. I suppose it's that one. That's really old. We are after decoded emissions data, abnormal compact emissions, and then at a push prototype alloys. He did, you're right, Brian. I think actually, Zoomc, you should make a series of videos explaining all that stuff. Rather than doing it live, I'd actually make a video explaining all the different bits and bobs. Cut it up a little bit. When you've got that much knowledge about something, might as well do it. Right, yo, so, there's a private data beacon, got that. Okay, I might as well grab that, but I can't. Let's just take, right, okay, A1A. Far out, we don't want to go too far out. 12. Try and find another one. Depends what you want to do, Pizza Man. Strange thing is when I started doing elite stuff, it wasn't my intention to do elite stuff. It really wasn't. Crapola. So maybe my name doesn't fit. No, I don't want it to be Wallaby. Come on. Okay, that's cool. Well, I dropped in on... Yeah, because it's not the fucking thing. Sorry, people. I'm going to start swearing because I'm not happy with how the game is showing the stars, and I'm not happy with how I can't select what I want to select, so... If I start swearing, I do apologise. Okay. So we've got 6 jumps. I'll do 6 jumps for a mega ship. Oh.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
So when I was saying Pizza Man, you have to kind of change it to whatever. Like if you think it's something going to be elitey, wouldn't change it to that. But if you think you're going to switch in and out of various games, then you have to change it to something different. Like a lot of people, when I was playing as Ineffectual Gamer, they were expecting my handle to be that, and because it's not, it confused a few people. But I'm just trying out the system.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Just I should still put the system in. That's the one I'm checking out.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's perfect for me because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And you wouldn't even believe it, I actually have no idea. It doesn't matter which game I load up, but I don't care. And I think that's one of the things that I like about my personality as a person. In game, out of game, whatever. I don't care that I'm not good at something. It doesn't bother me. Like, there's one game I play where P2P, I've only got 1 kill. But what made me really happy is the kill was a Spanish person. That's all that makes me happy. I don't care that I haven't killed anybody else. I honestly don't. And I don't know why that I have that personality. I really don't. I just want to base about and have a good time. That's all that I'm interested in. I make mistakes. I'm human. Don't care. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you or your game or your feelings. Fine. But I know I can be frustrating for people because I know that people have said they've watched the stream and been punching the screen. Cause it's just how I am. I can't help it.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Well, I mean, in a way, it is perfect if you want to watch somebody waddle around. the fact is that, you know, there's not many commanders who go Sagittarius A twice in 1 month. Yeah, I'll do that. There isn't. I have to scoop. So I have to be very, very careful now because I could get in trouble.
Frameshift drive charging.
Whatever takes my fancy. But the thing is, I always stick with stuff. That's the weird thing about my personality, is that although I'm a bit higgledy-piggledy, I actually stick with stuff. I don't jump to the next thing when the next thing is the thing to be doing. I don't knock anybody else for doing it, but I don't do it. If I have a set target, I'll generally do that and finish it out. I don't want to give up. I'll drop out of it. So when I chose the name Ineffectual Gamer, it was kind of just a name I was like, okay, it'll do. Kind of explains me. Well done, David. Maybe you can you post your build to Gotten the name now. Can you post your build on Inera or something? Just in case anybody else in the stream wants to copy it. It would be nice to, if people have a smuggling run that they want to do and they want to really, it would really be really helpful if you can post a copy of it. Why the fuck did I come here? Two on 4, 7, 8, 2. Oh. Come on, it's not here. Don't follow me, by the way. You just stay where you are.
Why?
Because I was just following a blind lead, and I thought it was where there might be a station, but there isn't now. So. Right, we have to really work out how to get these missions. Okay, let's have a look. Current megaship locations might help. Current megaship. Oh god, this game is fucking infuriating. Hey, this game really likes to break it in. And fucking stick it in and break it off in English, we say.
Ah, chaps.
Hang on.
Oh, Zim's here.
Hang on, I can't get into Discord.
Strings.
Hey, how are you doing? Have you met Toffmeister yet?
No, sir, I have not.
You know, because he walks around your streets. I think he knows who you are. You just don't know who he is.
I know who he is, really?
No, I think he knows who you are, but you don't know who he is.
Oh, okay.
But Stockport's not all that. large, is it? I've been there. It looks small when I pass through.
It's big enough. I don't know everybody there.
He's the one walking a dog at all hours, but doing it really quickly because he wants to get back to Elite.
Right. Why are you looking for mega ships, Swifty?
Because we're looking for, we're looking for two types of things. We're looking for decoded emission data and abnormal compact emissions.
So you're looking for private beacons to scan? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I guess so, but it doesn't say that on the wiki.
No. You used to be able to get materials and scanning from mega ships, but they changed that in Beyond. So now you can't get materials. You have to do the whole hack into a mega ship to get into them.
Okay, that's what a few people were saying.
We're always changing things.
Yeah, they've really changed mega ships a lot. You used to be able to go to one of the mega ships and get lots of really good materials, but now you have to actually have to do the whole heist thing where you hack into a mega ship, get what you want from it.
Okay, so what mega ship are we hacking?
Get you killed by the security.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Not on your own, anyway. If you're wanting to get stuff, stuff like that, it's best to check the scavenger spreadsheet.
Okay, I don't know that spreadsheet actually. I have the trade spreadsheet and the mats spreadsheet.
There is a link to it in your Discord.
Okay, people, everybody head over to the Discord. Let's see. Oh yeah, you posted it yesterday. I've got it.
I didn't, but one of your...
Oh yeah, it was Ellersgar. Ellersgar did it.
Yes, yeah, there you go, yeah. So go and take a look at the scavenger spreadsheet, and it tells you exactly where you need to go to get the stuff you're after.
Oh, jeez Louise. It's a fucking Google spreadsheet.
Is it hard to get?
Not really. I believe they're encoded emissions. For the decoded emissions data, you get them from scanning the private beacons that are in the signal source encoded emissions.
Right, so I've got a blank sheet. Okay, hang on. Data. Okay, so let's...
You can also get them from authority vessels, it says. So if you go near system authority vessels that are right outside a station and scan them, you might get them.
Right, I'm just looking now. Okay, so abnormal compact emissions data, very rare, very good. NPC ship scanning, fighter, military, and authority. USS beacon or encoded emissions missions. Well, drop-ins, shall we say.
I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, yeah? So it might be, it sounds like you need to scan big ships. The bigger the ship, the better. So you want to be scanning things like anacondas and things like that. It might be worth going into a combat zone and just sitting there and scanning, not actually allying yourself with any of the vessels there, but just scanning the vessels.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Collected during basic scans, frequently pulled from combat and authority-oriented vessels. Military and combat zones. Okay.
Yeah, so if you look for a city, if you look for a system that is in civil war state, and you can do that either via the map or you can do it through EDDB, and then go to that system, go into one of the combat zones, and just sit there and scan.
Couldn't you also do war as well?
Yeah, Civil War or War. Yes, you're right.
Does population size matter?
Good question. I don't think it does when it comes to war and
Like, wouldn't
combat.
you want like a station, because are they not normally around stations near the planets?
Oh yeah. Oh, see, I see what you mean. So what you're saying is it needs to be populated. Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I don't know if high population is going to make a difference to the scan. I know it does when you're looking for particular high grades and things like that, but I don't know if it's going to make a difference. You know.
So yoga. Okay, I've got somewhere Zoya Nong. 7.9 million people.
What's it called?
Zoya Nong. ZoryaNong. Zulu. How would you say it? Zulu.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm watching you stream.
Okay. So, that could be a spot. It's got a high enough population. It is 4 jumps. Right, so people, I've not been paying attention to the stream, so give us a couple of minutes to catch up while I jump. It takes me a while. I love reading some of the comments because I get onto them
Wouldn't you
really
be able to
late.
jump into combat zone, scan everything, jump out and jump straight back in? That just refresh it for you.
Oh, I've been hyper-addicted.
You have.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Energy surge detected.
That
Holy shit, there's 3 of them.
Never happens to me. You claim to be their friend, but they don't seem to like you very much.
Oh no, I think they scanned me because they want metal alloys. That's what I think. They just stared at me like, this motherfucker's boring. Let him go.
More like this motherfucker doesn't have any guns.
Yeah, exactly. They're just staring at me as I leave. There's
You don't
no...
seem to be a threat. Let this bugger off. One of them should be scanning you.
Oh, the worst part is they've left me with no fuel. Oh, for God's sake. Right, okay. Don't worry, I'm gonna do this. Can I jump this?
Are you stuck in the water?
Gee. Okay, yeah, I can jump this. Me?
Yeah, can you not jump?
No, I can jump. I was just trying to find a system.
Oh, okay, no, that's alright.
Ready to engage.
Don't say that, David. You're gonna destroy my feelings. Don't say it. I'm just a bit disappointed I didn't have any metal alloys to drop off.
Just give them some sweets.
Yeah, they love them.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like, here, Thargoid.
You wouldn't believe it, but yeah, literally.
That's it now, Swifty. You've been logged.
I
You
didn't.
know now.
I know I didn't do it in a stream. I just did it as somebody explained it in a. It might have been you actually explained it in the stream very early on. So I just went out and got a ton of metal alloys and just literally flew around just dropping them.
Yeah, they love that stuff.
But that's why I stick up for them when you say that they're attacking. That's why I always stick up for them, because I always think they're like cats.
That's what they want you to think, Swifty.
Why is it not doing it properly? Can we do it? Is it because of my jump? No, it's not because of my jump range. Give me a fucking break. Sorry, people. I'm having a brain fart at the moment. I don't know what the situation is, but back on track. Yeah, no, they can't. You're right, Dave. David, you're right, but I like messing around with them. They're my friends. They know. That's why they didn't attack me. People call me crazy. The Thargoids didn't attack me because they know who I am. I've got rep in the Thargoid business. Serious rep. Straight out of Thargoid. They're not the enemy. They're not the enemy. Believe me. Sandy would want you to think. Come on, Sandy would want this guy. Listen, this guy. That guy. He wants you to believe they're the enemy. That guy. Yeah, but you're within 500 meters, Zubski. Come on, you can't use that as a yardstick. Seriously, if I danced around in front of you within 500 meters, you'd get pissed off after a certain amount of time. You're like, oh, fuck off, you fucking naked weirdo. Sorry, I'm saying it in the stream, but I should say it in the chat. If I danced around in front of you within 500 meters, you'd get pissed off after no time.
Not after 7 seconds, Swifty. I'd stand there and watch you, whereas the Thargoids will just release the swarm and attack.
Yeah, but it's all to do with... It's like sitting on a tube train. Somebody sits next to you like, ah, fuck you. If I had a set of attack things, I'd be like, I'd just attack that motherfucker. I mean, I'm totally open to the fact that I might be wrong. It's just, I'm an animal lover and I know how animals always act. And animals act in a way that humans don't see.
Okay, so they have like a personal space issue, that's for sure. But we have already had one war with them. And
But might not be these ones. Is that correct? It might not be these ones that we've had.
not at all. No, they are these ones.
Ah, okay.
It's at the end of the war, we set up something called Project Equinox. And Project Equinox, or Equinox, was a number of listening stations that you can go and visit and read the logs from. And in those logs, it tells you they never left. They were just preparing to come back all the time.
Right, okay. Jess says if the Thargoids ask you to dance, it's best that you dance.
Jesse's right. Let the Wookiee win, Swifty. Let the Wookiee win.
My opinion is they're after something. I don't know what it is because I don't know the law that well, but I think they're after something. They're making a straight beeline through, not towards, but through the bubble.
You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. They are after something. And, you know, maybe you or your watchers can guess what it is that they're after. It's very straightforward what it is they're after.
I know what they're after.
Go on then. I don't mind you breaking it open.
Well, they're in civil war with the other faction, and they're in retreat from the other faction, so they want to use us as a meat shield to fight the other faction to give them time.
But another faction of Thargoid.
Yeah, there's two factions of Thargoids.
So my question is, because I know a little bit about warfare, why are the scouts coming out now and not before?
I'd say if they've probably screwed that up.
Do you know that's always an option when you're talking about theories? Well, why did they do this and why don't they do that? It could be this, it could be that, it could be this, or it could just be FDF screwing up. That's always an option, always.
I can't imagine that being a screw up because scouting is number one in warfare. It's like the number one thing you do.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What is the difference between the Marauder, which is the name of the scouts, and the big Thargoid vessels?
Size?
Well, yes, but I'm talking about their behavior.
There's also another difference. Normal weapons can damage the scouts.
Yes, they can.
Yes, absolutely. But the basilisks, I think they were called. I haven't had enough interactions with them, but I think the basilisks were the ones that I've met more than anything else, I think. Or maybe it's the other.
So if you fly in and see a basilisk, and you stay away from the basilisk, what does it
Nero.
do?
Nothing, it flies. He flies away eventually. He picks up. This is why I always pick on. I've got animals, and I love animals, so I always kind of look at animals. And for example, my cats, if I try to take something from them, they attack me. But if I don't, they just get on with what they're doing, and then they go off in the direction that they want to go off in. And that's how I think the Thargoids act.
Okay, so if you fly in and see a bunch load of marauders, what do they do?
Oh, I don't know. Every time I've flown in on a Thargoid, they don't do anything because I pull.
Jess is answering. Jess has got the answer.
All right, so they actually do attack.
They attack without warning.
Okay. But what does that prove?
Well, it proves that they've stepped up a gear. They've moved into aggression. What the Thargoids are after is one of two things. Now, we're not sure if the whole Assyrian, is it Arisian and Calaxian? I think that's the two factions. I'll have to check the names on that. We don't know if they are still having a war. We don't know if that's canon. We don't know if that's part of the lore. But we do know, based upon the Guardian logs that we've read, that they previously seed an area with barnacles, and then anybody who seems to be in the space of that area, spacefaring race, they treat quite aggressively. And that's why I'm saying they're being very aggressive and warlike.
So, when it comes to the barnacles, you think that what do the barnacles produce? That's what I don't understand.
So what they do is, about 1,000 years ago, they turn up to the Pleiades sector and they throw down these barnacles. And what the barnacles do is they grow on the planet's surface and they soak in all the nutrients and all the materials from the ground and turn it into meta-alloys. So you can go to the barnacles and you can actually mine meta-alloys from it. You can get about 4 every
yeah,
time
I
you
saw
refresh
that time.
the
I
instance.
saw that.
Say again?
I saw that. I've been there and I mined them.
Yeah.
So
So that's what they do. They kind of claim that area of the space by firing down these barnacles. Yeah. Now 1,000 years later, they come back and go, well, "What's all these humans doing flying around? This is our territory. Get out!" And it all kicks off, and that's why we had a war with them, and that's why we're still fighting them now.
So why do they only injure our stations and not attack them?
Okay, so because they're clever, they've done this for millions of years, and I mean millions of years. Yeah, they have aggressively attacked any space-faring race that threatens their resources, and they know that if you destroy a station, then it means that that station's gone, and whoever's there can just continue to fight. But if you injure it and wound a station, it takes vital resources to get that station back up and working. In other words, you're removing the resources, or you're removing the capability of your enemy to attack you.
Okay, so I totally understand that. I get it, but what I'm trying to get in my head is that FDev, when they created that storyline, must understand that the majority of commanders would be on attack rather than rescue.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
So you're saying the Thargoids would pull help from one area because they would expect us to save the stations.
Yes.
But in the real world that you and I play in, we know that more commanders would rather attack the Thargoids than save the stations.
But the tactic that they employed is a real world tactic.
Oh,
It's
no,
called-
it is. Yeah, it is. I know.
It's entropy-based warfare. It's how we won Iraq.
Well, that's debatable. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I totally understand, because not Iraq, but it's definitely how we cut off the Germans in 1940. Absolutely. We cut off their supply lines, we cut off how they got to places. But in the game, I don't know, I think that gamers are a little bit different minded. I think that gamers would always be on the attack rather than defend.
Yeah, the problem is they didn't. We are quite new to them, and they didn't really. They completely and utterly underestimated us. So in the first Thargoid War, they thought they were just going to wipe the floor with us, and then we went and threw the mycoid virus at them, and that really knocked them for 6, and it made them sort of stand back and go, "Whoa, hold on a moment! This is like the first time anybody's ever done this to us, so we need to just take a step back here and figure out what's going on." So, that's why they're sucking up escape pods, because they want to learn who we are. They want to learn about us. They want to figure out who we are and what makes us tick, so that they can defeat us.
Okay, so I understand that part. What's the deal with the brain trees then?
Okay, so the brain trees are a Guardian creation.
Yep.
So they are what the Guardians used to mine. So Guardian technology is biogenetic in nature. So whereas we might have big mining machines that would dig into the earth, the Guardians use the brain trees. And if you go and see the brain trees, they're fungus based, and you can they literally, suck up materials very much like the barnacles, and allow you to mine those materials directly off the brain trees.
No,
that's my theory, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just mining you for information because I know that the brain trees produce cordyceps, and if the Thargoids are organic, then cordyceps would be an option to fight them with, because cordyceps attack organic material. So it's the one thing that stuck out for me. As soon as I saw cordyceps growths, I was like, okay, right, this is being used to fight the Thargoids. But is that a possibility, or am I just thinking something different?
Well, we certainly know that the Guardian technology hurts Thargoids because they've had a war with them and they won that war. They pushed them back. So that all these new weapons that we're getting that are Guardian in concepts and technology are working because they've worked before.
So are the Guardians a threat to us or not?
Really good question.
I don't think they are, because we named them Guardians, so I assume that they're not.
Well, yeah, Ramtar named them Guardians, so we don't know who Ramtar's working for. So, at the end of the day, we're very similar to them. We're very similar to the Guardians. We're both hunter-gatherers. We both come from a hunter-gathering background. But the problem with the Guardians is A, we don't know where the Guardian constructs are, and B, we don't know where the exiles are that came from the Guardians. So there may be Guardians out there somewhere, but we don't know where they are.
Okay.
Yet.
Yet. The final question must be, are FDev that intelligent?
What?
Are FDev that intelligent?
But FDev are full of some very, very scientific individuals. Yeah? They really, really, really think about this stuff. If you look about some of the puzzles, who would have ever thought about putting something in a game where you have to run a sound through a spectrograph to get an image?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking it, but there's sometimes when there's some things that I see and I'm like, how did nobody test this? And then I see other things that are amazingly complicated, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty impressive.
I think that the FDev's problem is it's got a really big multitude of different sorts of people in the game, and they're trying to cover all of the bases. So they try to bring content out for lots of different people. And I think that's what the problem is. Quite often we think, oh, the game's not going in this direction, but this, like for yourself, you're not a combat orientated person. You like going out there and exploring. That's your thing in this game. Now there's for you, there's always another person somewhere else who just loves shooting and just wants to go and shoot NPCs and blow them up. So the content they're providing, they're trying to provide it for lots of different people. And I think that sometimes that message gets lost.
Yeah, I mean, you're right in that aspect. I've always kind of stood up for them in that sense, that I've always said that I don't know. I mean, I always make the joke about Sandy because he's on the stream all the time and he always preaches that everything is perfect. But in reality, I always know that they always have two sides to the story. When you want to engineer something up, as we've been talking about tonight, you can engineer one way in the aggressive manner, or you can engineer in the progressive manner. So I always like that, the fact that they offer that opportunity.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, I completely see where you're coming from.
And so that's why with the Thargoids, having owned animals myself, I always look at the Thargoids as just animals, and I always try and think, oh well, they're being nice, they're being a little bit soft.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think
And then
far.
you just look at the coming storm. You're just like, there's a storm
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
No, but I respect that. I'm not being facetious about it. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna join my wingmate. Go on. Say what you were saying.
I think that people quite often accuse this game as being having no storyline, and I think that the problem is it's not that it hasn't got a storyline; it's that the storyline is quite hidden away, and sometimes you have to go to sources that are outside of the game to understand what's actually happening.
Yeah, and I think the storyline's outside of the game.
Well,
As strange as that sounds.
In the game.
Yeah,
it's
but what I mean by outside of it, I mean that they plant seeds and they say, work that out, and then we will adapt the storyline to how you deal with that situation. One of the reasons I say that is because every community goal, they say, if the community goal is achieved by this point, it will stop immediately. That tells me that they're always watching how we play the game.
But what I mean by the storyline is not so much doing a community goal, that you blazing your own path, as they say. It's more about looking at the community goal and going, well, what is it they're asking us to do, and why are they asking us to do it?
Yeah, the current community goal, I won't do it.
Is there a reason for that?
Sorry, I didn't press the button. Because it feels too offensive for me. Feels like I'm attacking somebody. I'm expected to take out thagoids that I have no idea why they're there.
That's not the current community goal. The current community goal is a trading one, and if you want to, you can shoot NPCs and bots in.
Ah, no, okay, I was talking about the thagoid one where they were saying that you have to protect this area.
There was a specialised thagoid one. Soko, was it? Socho?
All I know is that they wanted to protect it from thagoids, and I was like, oh well, I'm not going to do that.
The story's there. The problem is, to understand the story and all of its complexity, you kind of have to go and look at books and read forums and things like that. And that's the problem.
Okay, so, well, I've just flown past my wingmate, I don't know why. But, okay, so why do that?
Why do it? Well, I think it's both very clever and disastrous at the same time. You know, people talk about this game being an MMO, but not an MMO RPG. So we're in a I think Kathina said it in your stream that they talk about a sandbox, and that's very much what Elite Dangerous is. It's a sandbox game. It's an MMO, and the problem is, I think they're being clever and producing content and books and things like that, and saying, you know, well, if you want to know more, here's the lore of the game, and you know, you go to places and read about it. But at the same time, people who are used to playing an MMO RPG, where they're taken from one quest to another, I'm not going to get that with Elite. That's not the way Elite runs. The story's there, but the story of Elite is conspiracy. The story of Elite Dangerous is what's going on in the background, and unfortunately, you need to do a bit of research to understand what's happening in the background.
Okay, that all makes total sense. So I asked because I'm very open with the fact that I don't research a lot of things. I jump into the game and I act like a nobody. That's my personal, the way I chart my, how do they say it, the way you plot your the way you plot your ways. So I generally jump into the game and go, do you know what? I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to try this. Loads of people concentrate on the money. I don't concentrate on the money. If I get 300 credits, 300,000 credits, sorry, or 30,000 credits, I don't care. So I'm always interested in that side of the game as to, because I'm so disconnected from it. I don't read anything, and I know that's a sad part of it. I should, but I don't.
Well, I disagree, Swifty. I think that you shouldn't. You know, you're getting out of the game what you want. If you want to go and fly off and be 25,000 light years away from the bubble exploring, you can do. And that's what I really like about this game, that those options are always there for you. You want to get out of this game what you want to get out of it. Don't feel that you should be obliged in any way to be following their storyline. Yeah, I think that's the strength of this game, and both its weakness.
Well, this is the thing I've noticed in the last few weeks, because I'm looking on other streams and I'm looking at people just complaining about what the game is and how it is, and I'm sat here going, do you know what, I'm actually really enjoying myself. I'm not earning tons of money, but I'm actually enjoying it.
Just for one moment, a couple of days ago, you were sat swearing at this game because something was bugged and it wasn't working, and you weren't able to fire heat sinks.
Ah, yeah, that's.
Now you see that's why people are angry. They're angry because they've been waiting for this Beyond update to come out, and it's got so much hype behind it, and FDev hyped it up big time. And when they've released it, it's been an absolute shambles. Yeah, some of the stuff that they were really showcasing just fell apart, and there's not been proper testing done to do that. Now, I'm not whinging or moaning about that. I mean, I was affected by it. I was stuck out in the Guardian sites for 2 weeks waiting for FDev to fix stuff. Yeah, doing nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing. I was so bored. Yeah, and so I had to go through all of that. That's why people are angry. That's why people are upset. Yeah, when you're putting so much time into it, you know, you're not getting anything back. You can understand why people are frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even question it. Brian, what did you want to say?
I said, remember, they don't want to waste your time.
Fuck them. Fuck them. No, yeah, you've got a point, because I've said that. I think that it came out too soon. There was obviously a timeline on it, and I don't think that. I've said that sometimes I wonder, I'm not trying to knock anybody when I say this, but I wonder if that, I don't want to say it in a bad way, so I'm going to try and say it in the best way I can. When we're teaching, as an English teacher, when I'm teaching, we sometimes say that the lunatics have overtaken the asylum. And what we mean by that is that certain protocols haven't been put in place, and the kids start to understand that, you know, nobody's watching us, we can do what we want. And sometimes I wonder if that happens with FDev, where David Braben sits back and says, this is my path, and they say, okay, we've forged a path, and then we're going to sit back and we're going to do nothing.
If we're just talking about Braben alone,
in general, what I'm talking about is in general programming, when you take on a game and when you're trying to program what that game expects. That's what I'm trying to get out.
Yeah, I think they've had lots of problems in the past where somebody says this is what we want to do, and then that message kind of gets lost when it's filtered down to those who are making it possible. They're getting better at it, and things are getting better, but not at the speed that the likes of you and I would like. We'd like it to be a bit quicker. But we have to remember, you know, in their defense, they've been through a lot recently. They've just moved to new premises. They're hiring so many new staff. They're, you know, there's so many different things they're trying to do at the same time that they're going to make mistakes, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because I've said it before that I don't want them to. They might have taken some people away to work on the new Jurassic Park game.
Yes, they've hired a lot of people for that team.
Yeah, and
I
people
think
say, no, they promised that they wouldn't. Well, they do promise that, but there's a very good chance that they took a few people away, especially the ones that were really good.
Yeah, I think they will. I think there's going to be areas where they're going to use departments for all 3 games, as opposed to having an individual department for, say, maybe the finance side of it or stuff like that. But I think when it comes to Elite, Braben's like, you know, this is his baby, and he doesn't want, you know, the emphasis to be taken away from this game. It's huge. It's massive, Swifty. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. It digs into everybody's psyche who is a child of the 90s. If you're a child of the 90s, this game is in your head. Whether it works the same way now as it did in the 90s is a completely different kettle of fish, but it's still in your head from the 90s. I remember it. There's this game. There's probably this and Football Manager, or what came Championship Manager, what became Football Manager. Those 3 games stick out in my head from the 90s every time.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, and I think they've taken the things that people really enjoyed from that original game and implemented them into Elite Dangerous. So the concept that I could buy something at one place, travel halfway across the universe, and sell it for a higher amount, I think that's a cool little nifty thing. It's just that the original Elite player had a lot of patience, and a lot of people who come in this game don't have a lot of patience.
Yeah, I was going to say, I took a long time to get... well, I didn't take a long time, but I flew from A to B. I sold... if I remember rightly, the information was much more available, but it's been so long since I've played it, I couldn't honestly give any numbers on it. But I remember it was much... The seller was much more felicitated than it is now. Felicitated? Well, whatever. Yeah. I'm a bit drunk, but I know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Felicitated. Well, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a moment. Heatsink.
Why can't I find any high grade emissions?
Oh, good God. What is it you're trying to get?
Anything from a high grade emission?
So HGEs usually... let me check. So yeah, they can drop out of USS's in Boom War, Civil War, Outbreak systems.
Well, we're in a war or civil war.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's it also it depends entirely what you're after, because there's lots of different things in high grade emissions.
I'm not fussy, I'll take anything.
If you go to a federal system, you can get core dynamic composites. Federal system is in Boom War, Civil War, Outbreak, and then look for high grade. Oh, you need to be in deep space as well.
Ah.
So you need to, on the bottom left-hand corner where it says shipping lane or it has the name of a planet, it needs to say deep space.
Right, now I have to go back through the chat when they disagree with everything you said. But in a nice way.
Incoming mission critical message.
Love being controversial.
No, you everything you say makes total sense, but you know, everybody has a second story. But I'm just reading through the chat and I love to see how people react. I can remember what you said. I don't always remember what I said, but I can see people's reactions. It always makes me laugh. Because Jester says half through, what are we drinking? Because I'm going to be honest, I always treat the game, when I log in, I'm in the universe. When I log out, I'm not in the universe. That's how I treat the game. And then, like tonight, I try and look for a possible advantage. I don't know that that advantage is going to take advantage. And then I look back, like, how am I thinking? Tonight I thought that I'd go somewhere and get a reward that I didn't get. That's my wasted time. It's my wasted time.
That's a really good point you make, and that's, I think, one of the big problems about this game, is it's not clear where to get things to do certain things. You have to rely on the community to provide that information, and that's a big error, you know.
A big error on our part or their part?
On their part. I'll give you some really good examples. So you're looking for particular materials right now to do some engineering. Now, engineering is a little out of the ordinary, because the whole point of engineering is that you're producing something that's really good, and so it shouldn't be available to everybody. But another good example is the Guardian weapons. Now, you go and do a puzzle that takes you maybe 10-15 minutes to do if you know what you're doing, and it gives you one blueprint, and you need like 8 of these blueprints, so you have to do that same puzzle 8 times to get that Guardian weapon. Why don't they just make it so you do it once and you gain something that gets you one of those weapons? You know, like kind of like a side quest in any other MMORPG.
Yeah, well, somebody in the streams actually pointed out that they've said that, let me remember the correct name of the company. The company that made Witcher, I don't remember the name of the company, but they've done it really well. And FDev do it really bad.
I think The Witcher, and whilst Witcher and games like Skyrim have very similar ways they do things to what we do in Elite, they are similar in that you have lots of options as to what you want to do. The storylines are very laid out in front of you, and it's not that way in Elite. In Elite, you choose what you do. you know. And like I said, that's both a really cool thing, but it can also be a complete and utter disaster if it's not correctly managed.
How do I put it? 1 second, I'm thinking of my next question.
Imagine, I mean, you're trying to get these data scan things now. Imagine there was something that you went to a station and you clicked on a mission and it told you to go here and do something, and you had to do that to gain what you wanted to get your scanner.
That would be too easy.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I did find a high grade emissions.
There we go.
Um,
But it relies
Grade
upon
alloys.
this. You know, it relies upon this thing that you know everybody talks about being RN Jesus. You know, but there's just so much of this game that's relied upon a random number coming up, and I'd much prefer to be able to say, well, if I spent 2 hours doing something, I should have some sort of reward at the end of it, as opposed to in this game I could spend 2 hours doing something and get completely nothing at the end of it.
but you don't think that at the end of everything you should have something?
If you're doing something worthwhile,
Yeah, if I was doing something ridiculous, I can kind of understand why it doesn't pay out, but I don't know. I always think if you're doing something, you should have to pay, you should have to have a payout. Oh.
Just to answer something that David said, David, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, I'm saying exactly what you're saying there. You know, that there's similarities between the openness of Skyrim compared to what you do in Elite. But you know, in Elite, you have the same freedom to make a choice, but that choice doesn't result in what you get in Skyrim. That's what I'm saying, David. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Weapons fired. I'm looking for the dropping point. I can't find it.
what do you get out of an encoded missions?
What you get off them?
Encoded emission, like your USS.
That's what Swifty's looking for.
And I'm still looking, for fuck's
Get
sake.
yourself out to deep space, Swifty. Deep space. Fly, fly, fly.
I know, I've got you wing locked.
I don't even see you on the map thing.
No, I've got you wing locked.
Hey, don't you be stealing my encoded emissions.
Have you got your beacon on?
Yeah, the beacon's on.
Okay. It's just a
Might
distant
be
thing.
too far.
Oh fucking hell. I might have to call it a night. I can't do 2 hours ahead. Right, I'm gonna drop in on you. But I might have to call it a night because I can't do 2 hours ahead.
I'm not in it yet. I'm about to drop in shortly.
Okie dokie. But I've just realised it's like 2 hours ahead than I expected it to be. Because of the time change.
Don't you just love that?
Ah, I love it. Live
I
for
like
it.
it when they go back.
I love it when they go back. That's the best time.
Well, an Avlok work in a USS, will it jump you into the same one?
I'm hoping it does. Oh, dear me.
Shields offline. Hull integrity compromised. Taking damage.
Right. Tonight. No.
You're in here as well.
I'm stuck in the middle, yeah. Hang on a sec. It's,
Shields online.
There's mechanical equipment and crystal shards. Do you want any of that?
no, it's alright, I think. But I'm flying back in the ship. Hang on a sec. Oh, fuck off. Come on. Come on, I'm stuck inside the fucking ship. You've been serious? Come on. I don't have time for this. Come on. Oh, fuck off. I'm probably gonna blow up. I don't care, because I'm not gonna hang around here for the fucking shit stick. Come on.
Did you scan it yet?
No, I can't even get clear of it yet. I might have just got clear of it.
Oh, I can see you on my screen, but your engines are like full thrust, but you're not moving and stuff's hitting your shields.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the ship. Fuck this shit. I haven't got time for this.
Yeah, but on my screen there's no ship there, it's just you bouncing off.
I'm just bouncing around.
You're bouncing off like thin air. Or thin space.
Okay, people.
I'll be over in a second, see if I can give you a push.
Yeah.
Are you still stuck?
Yep.
Do you see me?
No.
Because I'm flying.
No, I can't see you yet.
I'm directly below your ship. Did you feel anything there?
I saw it. I couldn't feel it. I saw it.
Try putting your landing gear out and pulling them back in.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, I can't do it.
Relog Swifty.
Okay. Right, people. I'm gonna relog, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I want to get some sleep. I'm a little bit tired, so just so you know, I'm gonna log off. I'll relog in tomorrow. I'll get out of here somehow, but I'm really tired, so I need to go to sleep.
Okay, mate. Take care.
I'll give Brian 100% credits because he's trying.
Yeah.
I can see it. Don't worry, mate. I'll log out tomorrow. I'll get in it somehow. All right. So enjoy the stream. Thanks, Zoomski, for coming in because you're giving a lot of information. And thanks, Brian, for trying to get me out of that close
You're more
one.
than welcome.
There's nothing there on my screen, that's the funny thing.
All right. Catch you later.
Good night.
People, I can log off because I'm so tired. I have to go to bed. I'm not very well at the moment, so I'm going to just do it. Good night. Have a good